And a warm welcome back to Formula Fun Sim Racing. It's round 21 at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it is myself, Zerby, and I'll be taking you along for another round around here. Last year, actually, was an AI who won this race, so it'll be interesting to see who it is going to be. If Scrubbins wins around here, he will be he would have won all the races, the wet races that we've had this season so far. All raining around here. Can he keep the record? Only time will tell, and we're about to get started. Just in a moment, let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship, and we'll get on to racing in no time. Zen leads it by a long mile at 451 points to Scrubbins 345. A long gap between the two, with the championship being already over. Then comes Flyscott in P3 with 270 points to his name, followed by High B with 219. Flyscott hasn't had a couple of good races in a while. I think this will be his opportunity to come back to the top as well. We'll find out whether he can do it or not. And then comes an AI 216, Footy with 109, and Spliff still the only driver without a podium this season so far. 96 points to his name. Let's not waste any time and get to racing out here at the Brazilian GP. Scrubbins on pole with Zen in P2, Flyscott in P3. It's going to be 5 lights out, and we go racing here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's a vet race, and already Footy's getting places, and Flyscott slightly went down. It's going to be a good start for Scrubbins, heading towards turn 1. Zen keeps his P2 as well, followed by Footy in P3. What a start from Footy there. He's jumped up all the way in P3. Meanwhile, High B down in P9 at the start with Flyscott in P5. How good of a race is this going to be? We're about to find out. Not a good visibility at all. Meanwhile, High B is going to beat, it's not High B, actually it is some other cars overtaking one another, and Footy in P3 at the moment, followed by one of the AIs just behind that is Flyscott, and we are about to find out how good is this one going to be. Footy already in pressure from the car behind. So Vet Race is continuing his performance in the previous Vet Race. Scrubbins winning all the ones before we've had this one, and this is a very good opportunity for him to make it another one as well, and he could have the title at Formula Fun Sim Racing that gets given to a Weather Master, which he has been this season so far. So he still leads this race after starting from pole position. Zen in P2, followed by Footy in P3. Meanwhile, Flyscott behind the air car between him and Footy. He's looking after an overtake. He's definitely going to be looking for one as Footy slightly makes a mistake, and that's definitely going to allow at least the AI car to get closer, and with that it might allow Footy, Flyscott, to get past him as well. Meanwhile, the AI car nearly avoids getting overtaken. Does Footy makes another mistake, and this time around there's going to be very low chances of him recovering once more. He tries to get back on track after a fiery start and slightly making mistakes, but this time around there's going to be an opportunity, and what an overtake that is. Might be from an AI car on High B there. This little absolute amazing camera. 360 there, but Footy's going to go for, High B's going to go for it on the inside line. He sends it there, does get ahead, and does keep that place so far for himself. Only 2/10 ahead of the car behind of him. P9 in High B starts in so far, so that's a pretty low start for him. That's, let's just say, we're already 2 laps in so far. Footy still managing to be in P3. Flyscott trying to get ahead, trying to overtake the AI car ahead of him, but just unable to do it. Just can't get past him. Or Kenny is going to send it on the inside line, and through he goes and overtakes him as soon as he gets an opportunity, and does the job well. Flyscott through into P4. Now, either he gets overtaken by the AI car again, or he goes and overtakes Footy, and he might choose the second option as Footy goes super wide, makes another big mistake, and that is going to easily allow Flyscott to be through, and he is through already as Footy's almost going to make another mistake, almost nearly ends up in the wall, just avoids it in no time. There was somewhat front wing flying as well, so that is definitely a big mistake that Footy kept making again and again. Definitely question the answer. We'll get time. Only time will tell. Footy had lost that position, not only to Flyscott but to the AI as well after making slight big mistakes. Now Flyscott in P3 at the moment, and a bit of pressure from all the AI cars right behind him. We're 3 laps in. Meanwhile, cars behind are going to be fighting, which obviously it's Footy and another AI, and an AI who was putting all the pressure on Footy will be putting that on Fly Squad as well. Meanwhile, at the front, Scrubbins still leads, and his lead is pretty strong on these where the tyres so far. How long is that gonna be the case? I think the rain will stop as well, if I'm not mistaken. We're about to find out, but if we do see these drivers pitting in, oh, he's gonna send it on the inside line. A desperate move from Footy there. Is he gonna be successful? No, he will not, and he might be in a bit of another pressure of losing another place, and he will be doing that in no time, as he's going to make a mistake. He just got so predictable. Makes another one. He's just finding it absolutely difficult as it is to drive. He just can't keep it on track. I think at least good job from him so far, keeping it within on the track. Hasn't been out of the race, but I think the way he's driving, it'll only be a matter of time before he finds any walls. But kudos to him for keeping it on track so far. So again, carrying up to my point earlier, I was talking about if we do see these drivers pitting in, especially in an 18-lap race, you don't think that they'll pit in for another wet tire or for another set of intermediate tires. So rather, if they do pit in for something, that'll be for select tires, and if they do, that'll rather be because the rain has stopped. Unfortunately, for some reason, the game is bugged. If it stops raining, for me to watch as a broadcaster, as a spectator, it doesn't stop for me, which is a bug of the game. So just bear in mind, if we do see these drivers racing on a set of slick tires later on in the race, do not get surprised. But now, 1 second, the gap between the top two as it stands. High B still down in P9. He hasn't been able to move forward, move up the grid at all. He's still stuck back in P9 is High B. Meanwhile, Footy is still running in P5, so good job to him as well. He's driving decent. I mean, he's got decent speed, but just those mistakes are unfortunately coming in, which are making it pretty difficult for him, that's for sure. 4 laps in, we're moving on to the 5th one, or is it going to be our leader on the 4th one, and these drivers moving to it now. So look at this one then. High B, another opportunity for him to overtake. Will he be getting ahead though? Very difficult to see, and an opportunity. He's going to send it on the inside line. He's going to get not 1 but 2 cars, and he's going to get through and both of them. And what a move that was. He sent it from a long way back and gets the success that he was looking for, and from P9 to P7 in 1 corner. Meanwhile, at the front once more, this is ever closer as it gets. Is Scrubbins' chance of winning another wet race will be broken by Zen tonight? We are about to find that out. We're only 5 laps in, but 5/10s the gap between these two it is so far, and they're going strong. The gap, which was over 1 second a few laps ago, is now only 3/10s, and in no time, you know that these 3/10s could either stay forever for him, he could still be a great defender and keep his car in front of him, or they could change in rapidly with no time, and he gets overtaken from Zen and gets the job done by himself. But will he do that? Just not yet. Not this time though. He'll get another opportunity after the Senna SS, and he'll get an opportunity. Obviously no DRS zone or no DRS that rear wing open in these wet weather conditions, but that DRS is going to be available. The battery is going to be available. He might make the use of it. Scrubbins going to go defensive on the outside line. Zen, they nearly was thought for it on the inside line, but has to back out in no time. You would have thought he's going to be through for a moment, but well done by Scrubbins defending that. Meanwhile, cars at the back are going to be switching positions, and there's going to be an AI driver going against Footy. They're going to be side by side, wheel to wheel between the two. Another one's going to come in around as well, but he's going to be overtaken, and another position lost for Footy out there. Is it going to be the AI car right behind him attack as well? He lost out from he's on P5, so that means he did overtake him earlier on. He's going to send it on the inside line. Exact same place he earlier on sent it, but didn't go successful at all. So decides to back out of that one so far, but how long is that going to be the case? we will find out obviously in time. We're one third of this race, and this man doesn't need any more. It's going to be through and ahead of Scrubbins as Zen's going to take the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix just at the end of lap 6, and he's going to lead this one with an absolute amazing move. This was coming long way back. This was coming from few laps in, and this time around he got the opportunity and he went through. Will it allow for Scrubbins to come back at him again? Not just yet. Don't think he's close enough to make a move. At least very straight, but still don't be surprised if he comes back and overtakes him at that main straight once more. Going to this top battle at the back once more. It's going to be Footy and an AI car out there. FlyScott's moved away. He's pulled away rapidly over 8.7 seconds to the next car. So that is 8.1 seconds ahead of the next car. 8 seconds actually now, almost 9 seconds behind Scrubbins, who's just 5/10 behind Zen there. Meanwhile, Footy is still going to be looking for opportunities, and he goes almost into the back of the car ahead, but he gets the move done. Or does he get the move done? They're playing dodgems out there instead of racing, but nearly gets through after making a bit of contact with that AI car. He was desperate to get through, and he does get through this time around. But what about Scrubbins though? He'll get an opportunity to get through as well. Does he get ahead into turn 1, or does he find the opportunity to go for it after the Senna S's? Will he be doing that? Don't think this is an opportunity to overtake. This is a place to usually see drivers overtake. It is going to be after the Senna S's on the straight that he was almost overtaken earlier on. He is going to try and overtake this time around, and he's already going to be through, moving to the left hand side and way before the braking zone. Scrubbins is back into the lead of this Brazilian Grand Prix, and he wants to hand his dominant hand on this race, wants to hand one hand up, or both hands on Zen against his one so far. Obviously with the championship over, still, championship, but a huge lead by Zen, and I think Scrubbins, obviously it's kind of a situation where it's like, okay, I've got nothing to lose, but I'm still gonna give you a hard time. I'm still gonna give you the absolute challenge I can, and we definitely are seeing that he is doing that around here. One more time, you go to the main straight, and an opportunity could come Zen's way to get ahead and overtake Scrubbins. Will he be doing that though? 4.5 tenths, almost 3 tenths between these two. One more time, Scrubbins already moving to the inside line to defend his line, to not let Zen get through just yet. He's again on the rear wing of him. He's again on the gearbox of the car in front. When is he going to be overtaken? How close or how much is he going to be able to overtake him by? There's going to be an opportunity for him, in fact, but no, he's not going to be close enough. We would have thought that he's going to be through. We would have thought after the main straight he was on the gearbox of Scrubbins, but just unable to get past, unable to get through and ahead of him just yet. At the moment as it stands, so he'll be looking for opportunities. I'm sure he'll be looking and assessing the conditions as well. It's still wet, still a very wet track. We could see the spray from the back of those cars. Depends how long the rain stays, depends whether the rain stops, or does it not stop at all. Does it go to the end of the race? Then definitely these two are going to be pretty close to each other for sure, but depending if mistakes come in, if it's mistake-free racing between these two, or one or the other driver does make slight bits of mistakes around. Meanwhile, for TVC, who's in P4 at the moment, about 11 seconds behind FlyScott, 1.1 seconds ahead of the next car as well, so he has actually gained a bit of progress, which is a nice little thing as well for him. So now looking at this race, I mean, again, we're having a look at FlyScott, who's in a race of his own, in a race of his own at the moment. In P3, he's running up 11 seconds to the next car behind him, almost 12 seconds to the car ahead. So he's just having the loneliest race, but I think in a way he's having the best of the races, in my opinion. Because sure, you could say that he's in P3, right? could argue that, all right, he's not leading, he's not, you know, closer to the top two, but he's also not closer to the car behind. So in terms of stress-free racing, in terms of pressureless, it has to be his position for sure. You know, in a race of his own, and he's still, you know, he has a bit of margin for error. Let's say Scrubbins or Zen, who probably would lose the opportunity to fight for the win, or Scrubbins would straight away lose the victory. And look at that! What a time we're having here! The time we talk about mistakes, drivers tend to make them. It was Footy earlier, and this time around Zen went into the side boards there and nearly ended his race. And that is easily going to allow Scrubbins to move away and move by a mile. 2.3, 2.4 seconds gap with the racing and close but fighting these two have had, especially with Scrubbins in front. Usually Zen dominates, but if he isn't, then Scrubbins ahead. These two are usually still close within each other. Meanwhile, High B is going to be looking for a chance. He's going to go for it around the outside into the center S's into turn one. Sends it around the outside. Get late on the brakes. Get the job done. And into a new position goes High B, and well done. What a move by him. He's really playing that. Was the car behind going to come back at him? There's going to be an opportunity for him to come back at him there. He's going to try and go defensive, and he defends it pretty nice and easy there. You would have thought that he's going to be overtaken again, but no, he defends it pretty nicely. He's into P5, so a good opportunity for him to catch up to Footy without a doubt. 2.8 seconds between the two, so a possible P4 could well be a chance for High B at this point. So 11 laps out of 18 in this race. It's when we're over the halfway distance of this one now, which it should be 12. Would be 12. We'll be getting into next time around. Obviously, it is lap 12. Then, in fact, it was Flyscott who was a bit behind the top two, so the leaders would already be in lap 12. A slight bit of mistake there from Flyscott, and he's going to be making that. He's going to have a little slide. He's going to try and get back the control of his car, and he does get that control back of his car, and the margin for error that I was talking about comes in there. He makes a huge error. That's not a small error, ladies and gentlemen. If you're fighting somebody, if you're really in a fight with somebody who's if it was within 1 second of you, so that is a big mistake. If that could win or lose you races or championships. So that is what I was talking about, and definitely that margin for error now only remains 5.8 seconds, 5.7 seconds. One more mistake like that, and his position will be in danger, and then be in big danger there. Slight bit of slide there from Footy, but I think definitely Flyscott a mistake that he would have not wished to make, but if he had to make, it would be that one, and that would be pretty much be it there. And I don't think he'd rather want to get in further more trouble, in any more trouble at all going forward in this race. That is for sure. I mean, High B still 2.8 seconds in this race, so really unable to get get closer, or really So you have to say, I mean, credit where it's due. Footy hasn't made maybe too many mistakes. As we just say, that 2.4 seconds, the gap drops down to, so High B is catching up to him, but Footy's at least held up to his P4. He's lost out that place to Flyscott earlier on, and again, he goes on to the grass. We might need to stop talking about mistakes, with the commentator's curse is striking everyone around here, as High B is now going to be in within 1 second, but within 5/10 as well. So an move on Footy should well be on the way very soon, and a possible podium and a possible return to the podium for Footy would be in danger, and it is in big danger now on lap 13 out of 18. In these ending laps of this race, it is all about who holds the pressure well, who does the job better than the other, and as it looks and as it stands, it would be High B, as Footy makes another mistake, and an opportunity for High B to get through will be on the way another time. This time, he almost felt like he's back He's getting out of the way. Meanwhile, in the pits went for Scrubbins and Zen, the top two, into the pit lane. Meanwhile, around the outside, Herbie's going to be going for it, and he gets the job done into P3 after, trying to catch up to him, and Vinty makes another huge mistake there, and going to lose out another place. And exactly the bug I was talking about that might happen is happening around here, as the top two are into the pit lane. Obviously, Zen got the soft compound tire. Then you'd expect Scrubbins will be getting that same one as well. I mean, Fitty is into the pit lane as well, so that means the rain has stopped. Unfortunately, the bug continues, but from now on, and this time of the race, drivers will be on a set of soft tires. The drivers will be on a set of slick tires, trying to drive fast and very nice. As look at that top, we can see the red rubber on both the cars at the front, with the DRS should be getting enabled in a little bit. So if you do see the rear wing open on one of these cars, the rear wing open to allow them overtake, to let them get through, will be an opportunity for them to get past. Meanwhile, now I think Zen is ever closer to Scrubbins so far. Once more, so will he be getting through? Will he be availing the opportunity at the next DRS zone? Depends when the DRS zone gets enabled. There's a whole dry line on track, though. Is the rear wing going to be opening on that blue car of Zen out there? Over they go. Yes, it will be open on that car. And now he's going to be very close. And an opportunity for him to go ahead. And he will be getting ahead through and into the lead of the race, as Zen takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix once again. This time around into lap 15 out of 18, and it's not going to be too long if Scrubbins allows him. If he makes one or two more mistakes, does Scrubbins, it would be very easy for Zen to pull away. Now it's time, whether we see Zen pull away or do we see Scrubbins come back at him and really grab him from the neck to say that, okay, that position is mine, you're not going to be taking that, give it to me. And they are pretty close, 2 tenths between the two. Scrubbins going to go for it almost for a moment. You'd have thought he's going to send it in there, but doesn't get to send it at all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has to be, so far, at least a bit of a calmness in this battle. Not too long before Scrubbins comes back at him and attacks him one more time to take and snatch that lead back from Zen. Opportunity which we might see Scrubbins grab. Oh, he nearly loses the car. He nearly loses the car, and that could have been the end of his chances to go for the lead, to go for a possible victory move. With the DRS getting enabled, the rear wing open on that car. Doesn't get past this time around into lap 16. Now not many opportunities are going to be coming your way. This one and a maximum 2 after this one. Pretty much 1 after this one, in fact, you'd have to say. And this time around, before even the DRS gets enabled, Scrubbins is very close to Zen, and already he's going to be through and ahead of Zen. Or is he going to be? That he had to be very careful there, braking later than Zen, because definitely that front of Zen's car was almost side by side with the back of Scrubbins' car, and that doesn't always go right. That doesn't always go the way you want it to go, because there is times and incidents that drivers end up making contact and losing their cars in unwanting ways. Now, earlier we saw slightly make a mistake, slightly have a moment was Scrubbins, but now we see the gap, and that is over 1.5 seconds. Has Scrubbins secured the victory here? And here's another big one, but at the moment as it stands, Zen, you would have thought, is at least gonna, stay with him, is at least gonna, be with him for a time that he needs to be, but not at all, and he has lost out the gap and over 1.4 seconds now. So I wonder if he's made a mistake, or he just has given up on it in a way that, okay, I haven't got much pace or to fight for it or to really go after him, or I'd rather back out of it. Or no, in fact, as the gap is now decreasing once again, over 1.5 seconds is now only 1.1 seconds. So definitely something might have slightly happened, but he's recovering well from it so far. But has he got enough laps to recover and then do perform and try and get the lead from him, at least at the moment? We'll find out, because this is lap 17. Another opportunity could be his way. This time around, he'll not get the DRS, though, as his car is not within 1 second of Scrubbins. And after this one will be one more opportunity. Rather, this will be their final opportunity. They go around the track everywhere. Meanwhile, Footy is right behind High B, and a possible move from Footy could be coming on the way, and slightly goes a little bit wide, and that might just have his chances as well. Or are they? Because the aggressiveness we've seen from Footy tonight, is there going to be an opportunity for to be going for him, to be going for the move for Footy? In fact, no, but he rather backs out of it in a way, and there's a car ahead of him. Okay, that's not Fly Squad, that's an AI between the two. So none of that's interesting. None of them is in P3, as IB does overtake him and does go into the P3. Overtakes him at least. No, in fact, it's not P3, it's P4. So let's not forget that there is not podium chances. Fly Squad has been in the podium places, obviously. So these two have been fighting for P4, not P3. Apologies if I have coded it as P3 earlier in the race. So now final lap of this race is on, and for the final time these guys go around the straight. There will be DRS, the rear wing will be open on Zen's car, but it is not going to be enough, and Scrubbins wins the Brazilian Grand Prix, and he's going to win every single race in the vets that we've had this season so far, and he's going to get the Vet Weather Master title, and he's going to take the win with Zen in P2. Fly Squad are a good podium for him as well, after a couple of rough races with mistakes coming in. This was a pretty solid race from Fly Squad as well. Well, others coming into the end of this race as well. For High B will finishing up ahead of Footy in P4, and Footy will be in P5, and then it'll be the rest of the AI cars in P6, 7, 8, and 9 and 10. So Scrubbins wins and takes the victory ahead of Zen in P2, with Fly Squad in P3, for High B in P4, followed by Footy in P5. Watching, enjoyed it. This was myself, Zabi, and from all of us here at Formula Fun Sim Racing, we're out, and see you next time at the Las Vegas JP.